What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I want to introduce to you a new product that was sent to me from Mytee Products. If you are a flatbed operator, this is a game changer. Definitely need one of these. All right, so this here is the side puller recovery tool. All right, this has a 9,000 pound working load limit. You want to keep it in the 9,000 pound working load limit. Now, the great thing about this tool, very well built design. All right, you can see all around, solid steel, great welds all around. All right, this has two rollers here, steel rollers, and a polypropylene roller here. Now, the great part about this is that when you do a side pull, you're going to use this like a snatch block. The cable will come in through here like this, keeping it centered on your bed, so you'll have a nice spool up on the drum, and then you get a 180-degree pull on each side and a 90-degree downward pull. All right, again, very well built, very well designed. Now, on the bottom, you have the retaining clip, the hitch pin, and the space adapter. All right, so the way this works is you will put this hole on the bed. This part will be at the edge of the bed, okay? Once you slide it in to the hole in the bed, you're gonna put your space adapter, you're gonna put your retaining clip, you're gonna put the hitch pin, and then the retaining clip. And what that does is that locks this from coming out. The bed will sit in between this piece here and the space adapter. All right, now, one of the great benefits of this tool is that this piece sits in the hole in the bed, this piece sits at the edge of the bed, this part here, when it sits at the edge of the bed, it'll keep the bed from turning, all right? Well, this piece here will lock it in place. It won't rotate on the bed, but the best part about this is that when you're using one of these, your winch line is gonna stay straight, your bed is not gonna rotate because the bed is gonna stay in the bed lock position. All right, so what that does is that keeps the bed from twisting. If you've ever seen people use snatch blocks on the edge of the bed, the snatch block will pull and then the bed starts turning this way or that way depending on which way you're pulling. With this in place and the bed fully closed, the bed is locked into place, right? So now the bed locks, it's locked into the bed locks, the other end is locked in, and the bed will not move, all right? So this will be at the end of the bed, and then you put the cable through here. The cable will be straight on your bed, right? Coming this way. No, coming this way. It'll be straight on the bed, and then that'll spool the drum nice and neat. This will come this way, and then you can pull whichever way you want. You'll see that in the rest of the video when I demonstrate it. All right. Great product. Be sure to check it out on Mytee Products. Other manufacturers have it, and I will tell you right now, Mytee Products is way cheaper. So definitely check them out. I will leave the link down below in the description with the part number, the item number, and you can just go to Mytee's website and put in the part number and order yours. All right, so you'll see in the rest of the video of the demonstration. Definitely check it out. You're definitely gonna want one of these if you have a flatbed, and if you have an aluminum bed, this will work, but you're gonna have to drill a hole. If yours doesn't have a hole, you're gonna have to drill a hole dead center for this shaft here, and on the bottom you might have to modify either drilling the hole on the bottom of the bed wider, because aluminum beds are much thicker, or I can post a picture of a friend of mine who has one, and all he did was put a notch in the spacer, and it works beautiful. Again, check it out, MyteeProducts.com. Thank you for Mytee Products for sending it to me. And let's get on with the video, and you'll see the rest of the demonstration. All right, guys, so when you set it up, like I said, the shaft over here goes right into the hole. All right, and then from underneath, you just put the spacer in, you put the hitch pin in, and then you put the locking clip in place. All right, and then that's going to prevent this from coming up and out. All right, and then that's how it sits on the bed. All right, and this part right here is what is going to stop this from rotating sideways to sideways. All right, and again, you take the cable, put the cable through like this, and now you can pull 180 to one side, 180 to the other, and then you can pull downward 90. All right, so we're going to run it out to the truck, and then we will show you it in action. Okay, so now, one of the great benefits about this tool is that you're gonna leave the bed in the closed position, all right? And then what that's gonna do is prevent the bed from turning this way or this way, all right? I'll see if I have a clip of it, but usually the people use the snatch block with the bed. They pull the bed out, and then when they pull the bed out and down, it's like this. So when you start pulling on a regular snatch block, the bed is going to go, you know, want to pull and drag the truck to whichever side you're picking up the casualty. So that's the best part about this. You keep the bed closed in the bed locks, and now it's closed. It can't wiggle like this. All right, and then again, you can pull 180 that way, 180 this way, and a downward pull. So if you're getting something from in the ditch, it'll come outwards and down, and you don't have to worry. Another great thing is that you can leave your truck on the side of the road as you're grabbing a vehicle from the ditch, so traffic can keep flowing and you don't have to worry. Okay, so it sits in there like that. Here's the bottom. All right, so you have the space adapter here, the hitch pin with the locking pin. All right, and then now we're gonna close up the winch, lock it up at a free spool, and then we're gonna pull the truck forward. Have the strap there. Strap is over there, connect to the grab hook on the winch line, and then coming to the side puller. So now we have a 180 pull this way. So when you start winching, you'll see that the rotating, the pulley's gonna rotate, all right, which is what you want for the cable. It won't damage it. And this is also good because if it comes down here, it'll roll, but it'll hit this as well. Or if you got to pull something out of a ditch, this roller here can pull down at 90. See, no problems, nice and quiet, nice and smooth. And then also what it's going to do is keep the winch line straight so that your drum will have a nice clean spool at all times. All right, and again, when you're on the side of the road, you're keeping the bed closed, so the bed is in the bed locks. You don't have to worry about the bed doing this. All right, which is really good. So, and you can keep, let's say you're recovering something on this side, you can have that whole lane open for traffic to flow, and you're not having to block the whole street. It's a very well built tool, and I would recommend having this on any flatbed. So this is for a Miller 10, 12, and 16 series. But if you have an aluminum bed, you can just drill the hole for that part right there to go down, and then have the spot to put the spacer and the pin, the hitch pin with the lock on it. All right. So I want to thank my friend Lee for helping me out with the demonstration. And that's pretty much it. So I will give you a little walk around. You can see it. Very, very good tool to have. Versatile. It's great. I definitely recommend it. If you don't have one, you should definitely get one on every rollback you have.